Hello and welcome back to another Let's Play Planet Zoo. My name is Chris, and this is episode 29 of Perseid Zoo. In this episode, we are continuing work on the African section of our zoo. We're going to start off by building a waterfall, which is kind of what we're looking at right now. I've already done a little bit of work on it, which I'll talk about in just a second. And then we're going to build the waterfall, going to finish the detail work on the west side of the river, so the left side right now. We're going to go into this kind of little floodplain we've got down there. Going to fill that in, make that kind of marshy looking, so a little bit different eco zone, I guess maybe we can call it, than the dry hillside over here, the dry creek bed on the hillside. So, got quite a bit of work cut out for us. It's almost about the same size, if not a little bit larger, than the area we worked on in last episode. So let me talk about what we've done so far. So let me jump on over here. You notice there's a little green building up here. This building is going to serve as the pump house for the waterfall. So the thought behind it is, this is where the big, large pumps would be. They would have piping going all the way probably down there to the end of the water, and then it would pump it all the way back up to here to this pump house where, hundreds of gallons a minute would be dumped out through that pump house and over the side of this waterfall here. So this is probably not nearly big enough as what it would need to be in real life, but we can pretend the rest of the machinery is over in that mountain over there. And that these are just the outflow pumps here. But the thought behind it is, all the water is going to be getting pumped up this, fake mountain and then blasted out over the waterfall there to make a nice kind of beautiful picturesque waterfall. So yeah, that's our little pump house there. Gonna jump into doing some of the detail work on the Rockwork here, and then getting the waterfall running and working. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, so we've got the waterfall working now. As you can see, we've done a little bit more detail work on the rocks. Got a little bit, mostly just the waterfall, getting the rapids going, getting the water in there, which is sometimes easier said than done. So I'm going to zoom out for the full effect here. So I think it looks pretty good. I like how it turned out. The kind of splashes coming off the water there, or off the rocks we have nestled in there. I think it looks really good. I put a little bit of mist in the bottom here to kind of make it look like the waterfall is, that little like fine mist you get at the base of waterfalls, especially bigger ones. Did the same thing up top. Let me see if you can see it from here a little better. So I did a little bit to that up top, just kind of giving it a little bit more ambience, a little bit more, pizzazz, I guess you can call it. We got our hundreds of gallons of water a minute coming out of the grates here. So the thought was, it would come out of the grates, it's going to hit this kind of like filter grate thing. Just kind of slow down the water so it's not eroding the building or the rock face that fast, and then it would hit that kind of inner, I don't know what you would call it, that little beveling that we had on the building itself. So it kind of hit that, just kind of slow the water down a little bit before it, drops into the pool here and then rushes over the side. Again, just kind of hopefully slow that water down a little bit and not destroy our man-made. At least as a thought. I have no idea if they do that in real life or not, but I would imagine they would. I've seen it on things like fish hatcheries. They'll have, but maybe that's to keep fish from from drowning, or not drowning, from dying. I don't know. Can fish drown? Is that a thing? Let's ask science. I'll look it up and I'll tell you in the next little cutaway. So we're gonna keep working on the riverbed here, move around the rocks here. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, I guess you guys didn't really go anywhere, so I don't have to welcome you back. Continuing on with the episode, so I looked it up. Fish can drown. They can drown if they don't have enough oxygen in the water. So what I'm going to say is that these are serving as aerators for our fish. Yes, that is totally their intended purpose. I did not just make something up to make it look pretty on the front of the building. That is their intended purpose. I have science to back me up now. We are aerating our water for the fish so they don't drown in our waterfall pond. This is entirely what we're doing. So finished the rock work going around the cliff face here. We've got kind of a new, I guess it's not really new, I already had it kind of mapped out or laid out, the little dry creek coming into the water here. I also put a little bush in here at the base of the excuse me, the base of the creek here. So we've got our cliff face continuing all the way around here on the west side of the wall. I'll get to the east side much later, probably after we finish the west side of the exhibit here. So we come around here, we have a whole bunch of swimming animals. The elephants in water buffalo in particularly love swimming this area. So I'll make sure to leave it so they can get in there and swim, because they seem to enjoy that quite as a pastime. So we've got our rock work done. Probably the hard part. Rock work in this game, it looks really good when you do it, but it takes some time. Like, man. Especially when you're not just going straight, when you're doing these little curves. I mean, I was able to copy and paste a little bit to speed things up, but for the most part, like, it's not the same segment will fit in the same area. So we've got quite a bit of rock work we did here. Probably more than what we did on the dry creek bed, I would have to say. Mainly because it's a large continuation of a single cliff face, which is again why I'm not super eager to jump into this just yet. After just doing that, I need a little bit of rest from the rock work. So we're gonna jump right now into the marshlands here, the wetlands here, floodplain, whatever you want to call it. I keep smacking my microphone. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing that. If you are, I am really sorry. I really need to change its layout. I changed kind of how my computer is sitting, so the microphone's cable is now like super taut. So I'm probably gonna need to move my microphone here so I don't keep slapping it every couple of seconds. But anyway, we're done with the rock work. We're gonna start work on the actual landscape here, putting in our plants. I'm imagining a lot of grasses, probably a different tree. I'm not quite sure which ones we have yet. So yeah, see you guys in just a second. Alright, so we're off to a good start on the landscaping here. Sorry, I was a little distracted. The elephant down there in the corner, I've never seen him do that. He just threw a whole bunch of dirt on himself. I want to see if he's going to do it again. I'm going to zoom in. Come on. Do it again. I know you want to. Nope, you're just going to walk up the hill. Okay, fine. That was kind of cool. I didn't know the elephants did that. So he just threw a whole bunch of dirt on his head. I don't know if you guys saw that. But anyway, we're off to a pretty good start, I feel, to the landscaping up here. We've got a new little little pool down here, so the dry creek would run down here, collect in this pool, and then it would kind of like overflow into the actual river. I also imagine like at lower levels, the river's not in here, because if we come out and we go underwater here, you know, like this area is definitely lower than that area. So we have, oh, he's throwing water on his head now. That's kind of cool. The animations in this game are pretty good. I like them. They're a lot of fun. He's off for a swim again. They absolutely love swimming. I had no idea. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, like I don't imagine that this area here, where this ostrich and water bison and that little gazelle is going swimming, are always underwater. That's why there's still some kind of grasses growing there. That only during like the wet season that this area is kind of in bloom, in kind of full glory and splendor like it is now. Otherwise it looks kind of dry. But since we're in the grasslands biome, we're kind of limited to lush green, and we don't really have kind of a brown grass we can just lay down on the ground. I was able to kind of fix it a little bit by mixing in some of the sand with the grass. So you notice like this area right here that I'm kind of looking at where all these zebra are sleeping are a little bit brown looking. So I took the 100% tall grass, sprayed it down, and then took like 20% sand and just kind of at the maximum width it had, I think which was like 20, just kind of like tapped it down here and there, and it kind of added a nice brown or yellowing texture to the grass. So it, from a distance, it looks, you know, like drier grass. When you get up close to it, you can obviously see that there's, you know, sand in there, and it got rid of the tall grass also, which was also kind of a bummer. But oh well, we're putting a whole bunch of this lush elephant grass down anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, yeah, we're off to a good start, I feel. I'm going to zoom in. Where did I put them? I think I could put them over here. Yeah, there they are. So I put in these little speakers, and I'm going to be real quiet. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it. I mean, I can barely hear it. These ambient speakers really need to be turned up. I don't know how. In Planet Coaster, you used to be able to like stack them on top of each other, and then you would get a louder ambient. There they go. So you can hear it there. I put some frog noises in. So there's speakers tucked in all of these little green areas. And I'll turn it up on the videos just to make sure you guys hear it. But there's frog noises in all of the little grass sections here. Just to add a little bit of excuse me, a little bit of ambience. The wind's been changing directions on me all this week, so my sinuses are like draining like nobody's business. And of course it's the middle of like coronavirus, so I can't go to the store and stock up on, you know, medicine because it's all gone. It's like, I just need a Benadryl. Oh well, I should have planned ahead, I guess. Anyway, it's still pretty mild. It's not full on spring yet where every flower tries to melt my face. It's okay, I'll just become Irritable Chris. We're going to change the channel name to Irritable Chris, and then you have to listen to Grumpy Chris all day long, and it'll sound like this. And he'll be angry, I tell ya. Because everybody bought all the medicine. Anyway. So, last thing I wanted to touch on, before I got completely sidetracked on a meaningless rant, is the dandelion seeds again. I placed them upside down to kind of give an illusion like maybe there's some dragonflies or bugs or mayflies. You know, something kind of whipping around here. Because again, this is very marshy soil. That's like perfect habitat for bugs of all kind. Especially with a whole bunch of animals around. You know, you're going to have a lot of dung, which is going to attract a lot of flies, a lot of other insects. You're going to have, I mean, speaking of which, there's some dung right there. Look at that. Circle of life. What am I telling you? But anyway, you're going to have a whole lot of insects around here just because there's a whole lot of animal life in here as well. So I wanted to recreate that in the only way we have, which is dandelion seeds. So yeah, I think this area is coming out to a great start. Gonna keep doing some more of the landscaping here. Not quite sure which way I'm gonna go. This is the end of the day for me, so it'll be a new day. It'll be like half a second for you guys. Just pretend you're time travelers or something. Anyway, see you guys in just a second. Bye. Alright, so we've done a little bit more work, and the reason I'm kind of looking at this elephant is because he was just throwing dirt a second ago. I'm going to see if he does it again, because it's a really cool animation. Nope. He's got stage fright. Wait. Oh no, he's just trumpeting. Oh well. Anyway. Like the last video, I had an elephant over here throw some dirt at the start of the video, and then in this video, like right before I hit record, this elephant up here was throwing dirt. I'll get him on film one of these days. But anyway, did some more work on the exhibit here. So we've kind of filled in the gap here on the if I zoom out between the kind of marshland and the dry creek. So I've got that area kind of filled in, added some more, a little bit more rock work here up at the peak here, put some more grasses and bushes up here. I imagine this is a little bit more rocky, so apart from like one tree, most trees are going to grow up here, or if they do, they're going to be kind of shrubby, so I put some kind of little shrubs down here. One thing I do want to show that's kind of cool, so I took one of the logs, stood it on its side, and put it in the put the giraffe feeder in the middle of it, and then put some grass down on the bottom. It looks pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. You know, that's probably the highlight of the build right here. Look at this. Oh yeah, that's it. We're definitely gonna use that in the poster. I'm actually not sure if they can use it. It doesn't have any sort of like nav mesh restrictions, so I'm guessing they can use it, but I haven't seen it happen yet. Oh, this guy's gonna come and check it out. Nope, he's running past it. He says, "Oh my god, that thing's horrible. What have you done, Chris? Why did you do that to our feeder? It looks terrible." That's what happens. Can't make them happy. Speaking of which, I added a whole bunch of little enrichment items down. I put some sprinklers down here in the water, just to kind of add a little bit of, you know, enrichment down here. Try to get them down here. Added some grazer balls here, or grazing balls. So yeah, oh yeah, and scratching pads for the animals to try to get them right up close next to the viewing platform here. So yeah, we've got a zebra using it right now, or he was just a second ago, I swear. We've got another feeder here. Right now, all the animals kind of hang out underneath this. I wonder if it's registering as like a hard shelter or something. I know I don't have any bedding or anything down here, but they seem to love coming under here and hanging out. I'm gonna have to fix that because I don't want them under here. I would want them rather, if they want privacy, to go like up here, but we haven't done anything up there, so I can understand why they're, you know, down there and not really caring. Or rather, I don't really care that they're down there right now. So, yep, we're gonna be continuing work here. I'm gonna be working on the front river here next. Try to fill that in. I imagine this to be a very marshy area, so I'm probably going to put a whole lot of the reeds and a whole lot of the elephant grass, kind of similar to what I started in down here. Let me go zoom back in. So where we've got the elephant grass kind of tucked in to more of the shoreline, and then the reeds kind of tucked in more on the permanently wet, I guess you want to call it, like tucked in more into the actual water itself. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna hop over there, start work on this area, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, so we finished up the marshlands here, at least as much as... Whoa, that elephant was just on the viewing platform, and he's clipping in. Oh, the elephant's escaping. Oh, boy. Run for your lives! Okay, I'm gonna say he probably glitched out on the rowing platform there. I may have to move those a little bit further away from the viewing platform. There's one guy out there with his camera who was brave enough to stay, or one lady out there with her camera. And she's cheering him on. All right. Well then, anyway. So, like I was saying, I'm going to say this is the end of this episode. I'm pretty pleased with how the marshlands turned out here. Yeah, I think they look pretty good. So yeah, like I said, I'm happy with them. I'll roll some cinematics here. Let me zoom in here. The elephants got me all discombobulated here. So what I did was, on the higher points, I put the elephant grass. So like over here we've got some higher points, and then over here we've got some, you know, spots that are above ground. That's also why I kind of put this tree here, but I left the roots kind of exposed to kind of make it look like it's been a victim of erosion for a while. So, but I also kind of put a flat rock kind of creek crossing here, which is a little reminiscent of a area near me. It's called Flat Rock Creek. It's a place where the covered wagons used to cross for the Oregon Trail. It's basically a very flat, I mean, it lives up to its name. It's a flat rock in a creek that wagons can cross. So I kind of did the same thing here. Like, I imagine there's like a rock formation under here, and there's this nice kind of like flat rock that instead of covered wagons, you know, you can have ostriches cross it and get to the other side. But for whatever reason, they still feel like they want to swim across, even though I made them a nice place they can walk across. But to each their own, I guess. I have seen them walk across, but I imagine them when they're doing their path calculations, they're just doing like shortest route. Oh man, the elephants are breaking things left and right. That feeder was just going, you know, all kinds of batty. I'm just gonna turn the camera over here so we don't look at that for now until I have a chance to fix it. But anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, I put the actual reeds into the always wet kind of actual standing water, and then the elephant grasses in the shoreline, with the exception of this kind of like sandy area where I imagine like nothing's gonna grow with sand. It'll be really hard for anything to grow there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm gonna play some cinematics, and that'll be the episode. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, it's been lots of fun to build this, so hope you guys enjoyed watching it. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. So take care. Bye.